Welcome to Primerica Live for June 28, 2021. Today is a very special broadcast. It's our $1 million celebration for $1 million earners number 109, the great Rob and Minnie Davis and team. So we're going to be hearing from them and celebrating with them today. It's also a special program because we're going to ask our Canadian teammates to stay after for about 10 or 15 minutes to hear a very special announcement concerning some exciting news in Canada. But this is the last Primerica Live show of the first half of 2021. Can you believe it? The first half of the second year of the decade of dominance is already over. We're about to head into the locker room at halftime. You always need to go into the locker room with two things, the lead and momentum. And I believe we've got both of those at Primerica, and we're going to close next June strong. We're down to the final days of next June. And so let's talk for just a minute about what we need to do to make sure we close this month in the first half strong. Coming up next, you see the list of incentives during next June. You're very familiar with these, but I want to point out that first one at the top. We've never done this before. So if you've got teammates that are striving to get that extra 25% payout on their field training bonus, they need to make sure that they're on Recruit Tracker tracking every outstanding thing to get that license by the end of the month. If you need help, get in touch with your regional licensing center, but don't miss out on that special opportunity. I think the rest of those incentives that you see on this list are ones that you're familiar with, and so probably pretty easy to manage, but I don't want anybody to be disappointed about that first one. I want you to get that extra 25% on your field training bonus. Then also remember that this month we've got the special $49 IBA licensing fee, started on June 5th at the Primerica Next broadcast, runs through the end of June, but there's a special opportunity to extend it. And I want to remind you, because how we close is going to make the difference. Right now, we're not in the lead on this one, but we can be, and I believe we will be. And when we do beat June of 2020 in company-wide recruiting, when this June is bigger than last June in recruiting, that's going to trigger an extension of the $49 IBA throughout the month of July. So our destiny is in our hands. If we perform in June, we get a whole extra month of $49 IBA in July. So let's close this month strong and let's make this happen. To make it happen, we want to give you all the time you need. So here's our first big announcement of the day, bombshell announcement. June month end is being extended by 9 hours. We're not just going from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight Eastern time. We're going from 6 p.m. Eastern time to 12 midnight Pacific time. So that's 3 a.m. on the East Coast. That gives all our Western teams, Hawaii, Guam, everybody gets 9 extra hours in the month of June to close strong, to rack up points, to move up in the contest, to use the $49 IBA to qualify for another $49 IBA next month. And so, folks, that's on Thursday, July the 1st in the U.S. Of course, July the 1st is a holiday in Canada. And so Canada's month end will be Friday, July the 2nd. And yes, I realize when you get into 3 a.m. Eastern time, that puts you to the next day. I understand that. But boy, don't get confused by that. Okay, just add 9 extra hours to what you thought you had wherever you are. And that's what it's going to take to close out next June strong. But boy, we're not going to waste any time. 9 hours after June closes, we're going to be together for RVP Locker Room on Friday, July the 2nd at noon Eastern time. As we've done throughout the pandemic, it's open to all reps, so we want to invite everyone to join. Pack out this incredible launch to the second half of 2021. And you see in that yellow box on the screen that we want all Miami and Orlando qualifiers to stay after that program. Here's some tips on how we're going to manage the uniqueness of these two events coming out of the pandemic. We want to make sure we manage your expectations, don't have any confusion or concern, and get everybody as excited as we can about those trips. So make sure you plug in and qualifiers stay over. Speaking of those two events, registration is happening right now. It's already open for South Beach. So you South Beach winners have already gotten an email, and it's open to registration. Orlando registrations opens next week on July 6th. So if you're a winner, be watching for those. And again, teammates from Canada, you see down at the bottom down there, special announcement at the end of today's show. So don't go anywhere. And I know people join this show late. So if you got people that you don't think are watching and realizing they need to stay late, send them a text, send them a group me, and make sure they're plugging in. Gigantic announcements for Canada at the end of today's show. At the beginning of this month, we had our largest event in Primerica history, our Primerica Next broadcast on June 5th, over 100,000 viewers at that event. And one of the things we did that event is we launched the surge to 150,000 to move from where we are today at over 130,000 life license rep to over 150,000 license reps by the time we gather next July in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. in Atlanta. So we've got about 12 months to do that. We had a very successful, very special first in a series of our surge to 150,000 life insurance broadcast, licensing broadcast. The second one's coming up. And by popular demand, we've moved the date to a more popular time. It was originally going to be broadcast on a Thursday, but we heard so many people wanted to view and everybody blocks out Monday at noon. So note this change in your calendar. Our next surge to 150 broadcast is going to be on a Monday, July 12th at 12 noon. We're going to use the Primerica Live time slot. That's the most popular time slot. That way, more people get to hear from Chris Koob, Whitney Cooper, and Julie and I will be sharing company perspectives on this, on how to move our business from 130 to 150,000. And that means you move your business by a minimum of 15, 20, or 30%. Not only your team size, but everything else about your business moves at the same time. So make sure you mark that on your calendar. You know, we're setting records each and every day and have been doing so for so long at Primerica. We never wanted to let it get old. We never wanted to let it get boring. And we always want to make sure that at the tip of the spear is the success of our field leaders when it comes to their personal incomes. So let's recognize right now in the last 7 days, the new $100,000 earners at Primerica, 4 new first-time $100,000 earners at Primerica just in the last week. Let's congratulate second-generation Primericans Mark and Rita Elise, new ring wearers, Dorana Brunhammer, new $100,000 earner, Deanna and Byron Daniels are new ring wearers, Power Builder, you see the Power Builder rings, and Jay and Isla Patel, regional leaders and new $100,000 earners at Primerica. Congratulations to those leaders for making that incredible accomplishment. This is not a stopping place. This is just a milestone. That's why we call them milestones that you touch on the way to future success. Speaking of future success, in addition to those $400,000 earners, we got 3 brand new $200,000 earners. And you will notice that there are a lot of Canadians on today's list. I'm excited to be recognizing so many Canadians and then having that little show after this to talk to the Canadians. But first of all, let's congratulate Christian Laskowitz, new $200,000 earner from Canada, also from Quebec. Francois Olivier Brochu and Sophie LeBlanc are new $200,000 earners, and new $200,000 earners Suquan and Barbara Singh. Congratulations to those leaders. Then at $300,000, the ownership level, full ownership. 2 great couples at Primerica. So proud of these leaders and veterans at Primerica earning the 3rd diamond, $300,000, Dallas and Melanie Eldine. And once again from Canada, the great Sue and Murray Sears, our newest $300,000 earners. Also a new $400,000 earner in the last week. Also happens to be from Canada, from Alberta. Let's congratulate Sean and Michelle Murray for adding the 4th diamond to their ring. Congratulations on that great accomplishment. And our newest $500,000 earners, also from Canada, Primerica veterans, the great Margaret and Gord Jones. So proud of Margaret and Gord and the great team they're building and have built in achieving the $500,000 level at Primerica. Congratulations to them. And then also a new 7th diamond earner, $700,000 earners. The leaders in our securities business are doing such an amazing job. And here are perfect examples of perfect leaders. The great Brian and Angie Collins going over the 7th diamond, $700,000 in cash flow in the last 12 months, leading with securities first, which is great, a great way to build a business at Primerica. And we're so excited for them. Congratulations to them. So I hope if you're around any of those leaders that we've just recognized in the last week, you'll give them a hand and recognize them for their accomplishments. And of course, I'd just like to remind our Canadians one last time that at the end of the show, hang on, we've got something else special for you. But now we want to turn this show into a great celebration of the accomplishments of Rob and Minnie Davis and their team becoming our 109th million-dollar earners at Primerica. There's so many parts of this story I could tell, but I was just reviewing their numbers this morning and just popped out, just jumped right out off the page at me that in the month of December of last year, December of 2020, they made $133,000 in a single month to finish up their run to the million in a rolling 12 month. And that's just one of many, many highlights. So we're going to go live to Columbia, South Carolina, and start out first of all by welcoming and congratulating Rob and Minnie Davis and team. Great to have y'all with us today, Rob.
Thank you so much, Glenn. We are so excited. We are so excited to be here. As you can see, we got the family here. We got some teammates.
Hey, well, it's great to have you here. We're going to let y'all take this show and share with us all the great wisdom and experience you've learned. But before we do that, we got to celebrate a little bit and have some recognition. So, you know, in Primerica fashion, we've got some ways that we do things at Primerica, the Primerica way. And the way is to have fun no matter what we do. So the first recognition we're going to start with is the $1 million bill. So we've got the $1 million bill here today. I'm trying to get that all on the screen. It's so big. And so Rob and Minnie, we want to congratulate you by handing off the $1 million bill with your picture on it for you to hang in your office or your home. Congratulations. Get the team to give you a hand for having your photo. That's going to look good. That tells the story. That's big money is what that is right there. It's big money.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we are a team at Primerica, and we love for our team leaders to be wearing the team jerseys at Primerica. So I've got a Primerica millionaire jersey, one for Rob and one for Minnie. Going to look great on them, so I'm going to hand them off as well. Let's get those team jerseys up for you guys. Looks awesome. Get your team, give you a hand on that.
That is awesome. Yes.
Y'all are gonna look great on that. I love that with the triple numbers on that, man. That's scary when you take the field and you got 3 numbers on. That's something else. And then, of course, most important of all and most coveted of all, the ruby ring, the $1 million ring. I got 2 of them right here, one for each of you. I'm so proud on behalf of all of Primerica and all of our field leadership to award to the great Rob and Minnie Davis their ruby rings for being our 109th $1 million earner. So I'm going to hand those off as well.
Wow.
Primerica's 109th $1 million earners, SNSD Rob and Minnie Davis from Columbia, South Carolina, achieved this milestone because of their laser focus on changing people's lives.
As Primerica had our record run of $1 million earners in 2020, I don't know of any couple that generated more excitement throughout the entire company than Rob and Minnie Davis.
In 1989, Rob was 7 years into his chosen career as a choral teacher at a local middle school when he was introduced to the Primerica business opportunity. By April 2003, Rob was leading a thriving business at the 2 diamond level.
I'm gonna challenge you to understand the power of belief. And you gotta be in an environment conducive to winning to change that.
As a member of the African American Leadership Council's executive board, he dedicated his time and energy to improving and growing that organization.
With Rob's background as a teacher and a coach, today he's teaching and coaching leaders to succeed. On his own team and throughout Primerica, as leaders in the AALC, their influence is felt across the company.
Then, Rob met Minnie, and everything changed. They married in 2011. Over the next 9 years, the pair led their team through milestone after milestone, pushing up people and setting a powerful example for others to follow.
Don't borrow somebody else's dreams. You don't have to be like us. You don't have to be like anybody. You just got to be the best you that you can be.
You gotta understand, if you wanna win here, you gotta pay the price before the price pays you. You gotta understand sacrifice comes before success.
In 2020, Rob and Minnie advanced to SNSD and crossed through 5 cash flow milestones to close out the year.
They're leaders that are just loved by everybody, not only by their team, but by everybody in Primerica. Because of the strength of their partnership, they're great role models for everybody in Primerica. And I couldn't be prouder that Rob and Minnie Davis are Primerica's 109th $1 million earners.
Man, that was an amazing video. Thank you all, PFN team and crew. Was that phenomenal?
Yes!
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Y'all
Yes.
make us look so better than we really are.
Thank you. So, hey, we just want to thank a few people. First, we want to start with some people that had some milestones in our business. This person we call number 9. Where's the camera? This is the camera. Look at the camera right there. Yes. Number 9 helped us to become NSDs. Then we had number 10. Who's number 10?
Marjorie and Carolyn Turner.
Yes.
For those of y'all that didn't know, this is my mama.
This is her mama, for real. Yes. And then we had Jackie Jones to go over 50,000 in income. Man, then we had the incredible, awesome Karen and Naeem Shabazz. This is her son. $100,000 earners. We couldn't have done it without him.
Great partners in the business.
And then we have another $100,000 earner. As you can see, he decided to do what we needed to do. Give 110, get 110. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate you. And we got so many other people we want to thank, babe.
Oh my gosh, listen, our uplines, Ivan and Sharon Earl, man, where would we be without those pioneers in this business? The AALC, the RAP group.
Oh, yeah,
Which Rob will
I got
talk
it.
about that later.
Yes, yeah,
RAP
yeah.
was a huge deal. The Breakfast Club was huge. There are so many things that poured into us as a business that really made us focus on what we needed to do to get big.
Yes, yes. And speaking of rap, my brothers and sisters, Joycelyn Prevost, Cedric Thomas, Renee and Mel Turner.
The great Lisa M. Jones.
David Catan. Thank you all, thank you all, thank you all. Ivan Earl's Hierarchy, man, we couldn't do it without you. Other leaders in the ALC, my boy Jeff and Lolita. I mean, we got so many. Let me see, we got Jeff, we got Charlemont, we got I'm just going to name them as quickly as I can. Tanya Poe, Chris Durham, Stephen and Finisa, TK on the executive board, Tony Stevens,
Mike and Regina Evans.
Nicole Williams, Chris A. Chong, Jim and Sharon Sullivan that always helps when we go to New York, Cody and Tommy, Charles Goldsmith, Mel and Zoe, Angie and Randy, Peggy, Rodney and Natasha Reed, Gary and Pat.
One of my personal friends, Carolyn and Tyrone Taylor.
Oh man, all of you all did so much for us to go and grow in the big time way. I wish we can name all of you. My Philly crew, Jackie Ball, Foster Blackman, Betty, Kirsten, Melvin Cahoon, all of them. When we go to Philly, they help us out. Donnie Glover, Jackie and Phyllis, Tony Fair, and the tons and tons of others. If we didn't call your name, just know that we love you all.
I had to call out Laura Law.
Yes, Laura Law. Oh my goodness. By the way, you all, Laura and Jerry, that was the first people that ever had me to speak ever on the history on the planet of the world at a fast start school. And that was awful, by the way. But they said they pumped me up. They didn't tell me I was awful. But thank you all for the chance. Thank you.
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you all.
Oh yeah, and Claire, I got to mention Claire.
Dennis.
And Dennis, yeah. So if we forget anybody, I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna come back. I hope I don't forget. So now we're gonna go into the first speaker. Am I right?
Yes.
The first speaker. We got 16 RVPs, you all, and it was very difficult to decide who was going to speak and those type of things. So what we decided to do, we decided to give the top milestone earners, the 3 top milestone earners, an opportunity to share with you from their heart what their experience was like, what's on their mind, what they feel the key to their success is, and what you can do to help grow in a big time way and everything like that. The first person comes from Rock Hill, South Carolina.
The Hill of Rocks.
The Hill of Rocks. Right? This young lady, you all, single African-American female, came into the business making less than $1,000 a month. Now, she is a $200,000 earner. Give it up for
The
Sonia. Incredible.
Sonia
Shula.
Thanks, man. This is exciting. This is a great day. Man, I tell you what, I want to thank a few people. First and foremost, thank God. Without him, nothing at all is possible. Also want to thank our home office leadership team, Glenn and Peter, and the entire home office team. I want to thank my amazing uplines, the great Rob and Minnie Davis, the great Ivan and Sharon Earl, and my great mentor and friend, the Godfather, John Lennon, for all that you do to help us with our business. I also want to thank my partner, my nephew, Trey Goodwin. He graduated from Clemson University in 2019 and decided to forego law school, join me full-time in business, and what an impact he's made on our team. He's our licensing specialist. He's now a licensing coach with the company. I also want to thank my 2 regional vice presidents, man, the great Karen Shabazz and Naeem Shabazz, and then Jackie Jones and the late Maurice Jones. My near-term regional vice presidents, regional leader Sandra Lawrence, regional leader Daryl Taylor, division leader Natari Walton, and district leader Temple Davis, and my entire hierarchy, the Team Victory 2.0 hierarchy. Man, I want to thank you guys, because without you, I would not be here today. So listen, right now what I want to do is kind of tell you a little bit about how I got here. I was actually prospected in the mall, a small mall in Columbia, South Carolina, just minding my business, and this guy walks up to me and long story short, told me about a Primerica meeting after he found out I wasn't interested in anything else. And so I show up at this small small office at 113 Executive Point Boulevard in Columbia, South Carolina. And man, the things that I heard in those 45 minutes absolutely changed every plan that I had for my life. I mean, from the 8th grade, I was going to be an attorney. That was it. Everything that I did up until that point in my life prepared me for that dream. And when I left that meeting, everything had changed. Decided to come on board, not necessarily to become a regional vice president, not to make $100,000 or $200,000 a year, but because the information that I heard that night was so compelling. When I thought about what happened to my siblings and me when my biological mother died, and I saw the life insurance, I was 23 years old that night when I sat, but that life insurance piece just totally changed, you know, everything about how I had thought up to that moment. And so I decided to join this business. And long story short, you know, the rest, as they say, is history. What I want to do now is just kind of go into a few things that happened in 2020 that really changed our business. You know, when we went on that $1 million run, that Ruby run with Rob and Minnie, man, we decided to go all in, and our numbers grew, man. We recruited, our recruiting grew from 178 in 2019 to over 411 in 2020. That was a 130% increase. And then our premium also grew from 307,000 in 2019 to over 500,000 in 2020, 63%. And then our cash grew from 123,000 going into at the end of 2019 to over 205,000 in 2020. So great things happened because we decided to be a part of the rally. And I want to just leave you with 3 quick points about what it takes to really move your business. 3 keys that I believe in. And one, the first one you should know, it should be obvious, right? Recruiting. Recruiting, I heard early on, it's the fastest way from the bottom to the top in Primerica. Right? If you got an activity problem, man, go recruit. If you got an attitude problem, go and recruit. If you got a premium problem, go and recruit. Cash flow problem, recruit. Right? Excitement problem, go recruit. If you have a belief problem, go recruit. Recruiting solves every issue and problem that you could have in your business. All right, so if you want to move your business, go get you some recruits. Add some to the number of recruits that you have in your business. The next thing I want to talk about, next key, is you got to create your own credibility. Right? You got to create your own credibility. The great Andy Young said many years ago, if you need them, you can't lead them. See, if people think that you need them, you can't lead them. I remember very, very, very vividly, Karen Shabazz was a brand new RVP in my business, and she was trying to move her team. She was trying to get them to move, and I said, Karen, man, you got to create your own credibility. I said, go out there and put 10 on your own pen. And she started to do that. And then you saw her team begin to join in. And they went from a struggling base shop doing 10 by 10 to over 20 by 25,000 in a matter of just a couple months, right? Because she went out and created her own credibility. She went over $50,000, got the Power Builder ring in August of 2020. 5 months later, she put on the Power Builder watch in August. 5 months later, in 2020, beginning of 2021, she put on that Power Builder ring, all in 5 months. So if you want to move your business, move yourself. Go create your own credibility. Let your number say to people, I want you, but I don't need you. Now, you can't say it, right? Let your number say it. If you say it, they're going to be offended, right? But if your number say it, that leads to respect. Last point. Right, and then I'm out of here. Then key number 3 is you got to play team ball. One of my favorite Bible speakers, teachers is Joyce Meyer. And I love when she says, get your mind off yourself. And what she's saying is that we got to focus on something bigger than you. Right? And if that's true in life, that's also true in our business. See, I'm blessed to have been part of $2 million runs in this business. The great Ivan and Sharon Earl in 2009 and the great Rob and Minnie Davis in 2020. Both times, my income grew. See, their income grew, but my income grew. My recruits grew. My premium grew. Why? Because we decided to play team ball. We decided to focus on something bigger than ourselves. We decided to get our minds off of ourselves, and great things happened when we made that decision. Here's what I want to leave you with. If you help enough other people get what they want, you'll end up getting what you want. Back to you, Rob Davis. Oh, back to you, Minnie Davis.
Great job, great job. Wow. Listen, Sonia talked about credibility. When I say nobody has more credibility when it comes to recruiting and rebuilding than Sonia Schuler. Sonia has built this thing to an amazing point. And she had some setbacks, but guess what? She came back and built it again. Our upline, Ivan Earl, says, listen, it's not about what you can build, it's about what you can build over and over. Sonia has the absolute credibility to say, you can build and rebuild as many times as you want with the skill set that you build here in Primerica. Thank you so much, Sonia, for your leadership. Thank you so much for your dedication to the team, because she was absolutely instrumental in both of those $1 million runs, both Ivan and Sharon Earls, and both from me and Rob. Now, the next person we have the privilege to bring up is somebody that, you know, Sonia's been in the business for quite a while. Sonia's honed her skills, she's done her thing, she's proven herself. We had somebody come in that snuck us. You know, they snuck up on us a little bit, but she came with such determination and drive that the level of skill wasn't even an issue. Deborah and Michael Brown came into this business a handful of years ago and have done some extraordinary things. I'm gonna let her tell her story. I'm not, you know, spoiler alert, I'm not gonna tell too much, but Deborah and Michael Brown have come into this business and done some amazing things for them, their family, and their team. And just like Sonia said, they got themselves out of the way and started thinking about themselves. They promoted their first RVP recently. I am so excited for them, but without further ado, I'm gonna bring up the great Deborah and Michael Brown.
Listen, thank you. Listen, so first I want to thank God for the opportunity to be standing here in front of you today. I want to thank my SNSD $1 Million earners, Rob and Minnie Davis. I also want to thank my SNSD Circle of Champion members, the great Ivan and Sharon Earl. My family, I thank God for my family, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be standing here today. My amazing husband that stands by me every day and helps me build this amazing business.
Yeah, Mike.
And my team, Hostile Takeover. Listen, I thank God that he granted me the opportunity to promote my first regional vice president. And when you say hierarchy, it has a little different ring to it, right? So I thank God for my team. So I stand before you today. The woman that you know is Deborah Brown. I'm a 2018 future jersey owner. I got my contract in 2019. Also in 2019, I became a $100,000 earner, a Woman in Primerica advisory group member. In 2020, I made it to the AALC membership council. And then in 2021, I got to promote my first RVP. Now, this is the Deborah that you see today, but this wasn't the Deborah that I was when I joined Primerica. So before I became a Primerica, listen, I was in high school, I had my first child. My goal and my dream at that time was to graduate from college, to be the first person in my family to actually graduate from college. And I thought because I did that, all my dreams was gone. But when you have focus and determination, you can do anything. So I was focused, I determined, I graduated from high school. Listen, Tuskegee University accepted me. It was 6 hours away from home. But at this time, graduating college was not no more, oh, I wanted the recognition, but graduating was to make a better life for me and my daughter. But what I realized is I kept casting my net and coming up short. So when I graduated from college, I couldn't find a job that was going to provide enough for her. Even though I graduated summa cum laude, even though I graduated with 2 degrees, it just wasn't enough. So what I realized is I was casting my net into the wrong things. So what I decided to do is in 2015, I decided to join Primerica. And upon joining Primerica, listen, my business was rocking because it was just me. I wasn't sold on recruiting. I wasn't sold on getting anything for everybody else. But in 2017, I had an opportunity to attend the company convention as well as the AALC. And that's when I realized that even though I was a member of the Primerica team, I still refused to change my jersey. So I had on an old uniform from an employee, but I was playing the game as a builder and a business owner. So I had to not be scared anymore. I had to change my jersey. And when I changed my jersey, I realized this: outside of a victory, there comes a fight. So the fight I had was with myself. Because see, what I knew is Primerica was going to deliver. But the question was I going to deliver for Primerica? Was I going to take the things to do to win? Was I going to sacrifice my time? Was I going to sacrifice my feelings? Was I was going to set those things aside just long enough to work without ceasing so that I can win here? And then when I decided to do that, listen, I heard Rob ringing in my ear. You can never outperform your belief level. So then I had to start to believe I am a recruiter. I am a closer. I am a leader. But most of all, I am a builder. So when I decided to start building, and I heard Abbott on the other side, well, Deborah, you building, but your vision isn't big enough. You have to build your vision because the only one that can win now is you because you haven't built a big vision. So listen, when Rob said we're going to go on this MDN run, he made a vision that was so big, and I ain't gonna lie, I didn't believe it. I said, ain't no way we're gonna do that, right? But listen, but in his big vision, right, he got everybody income grew like Sonia said, and it was an amazing thing. So guess what? When his vision grew, what I know is I had to be a player. Because when you play, you learn. So you can't learn anything sitting on the sideline. You have to be engaged in the game to play. So listen, Hostile Takeover came to play, and we came to build. And what we focused on was building districts. Building 10 by 10 legs. We worked on licensing. Listen, we worked on team building exercises. We worked on promoting individuals. And because we took the decision to play, God blessed us. So I stand before you today to be super excited. For the first time in my Primerica career, I have the #1 senior rep in all of America, Cindy Stewart. Listen, she hasn't been in Primerica 90 days. Listen, she's just been here 60 days. And on top of her upline, she's #1 district in the state of Georgia. She's #4 on the scoreboard in North America. So if I want to leave anything with you, this is what I definitely want to leave with y'all guys today. Listen, it's very important. You have to stretch your vision. You have to believe you can. And then you have to go to work. If not, your dreams will never come a reality. If you do those things, your dreams will come a reality, and not only your dreams, but the dreams for your team members, the dreams for your family, and everybody else. God bless. I'm so excited to be in business with you guys.
Did y'all hear that? Listen, hey, and then she was like, I'm nervous. I don't know what to say. I don't know what I'm going to do. Was that phenomenal? Was that phenomenal? Man, listen, my future is bright. My future is bright. Okay? So our last speaker is our only $250,000 earner so far. And by the way, Sonia and Deborah makes $200. So of course, now that I'm saying it around the whole world, their income will go way up because they don't want to be not with Easy. Easy is beating them in income. So this guy right here came into the business as a child rider. That's right. He came in as a child rider. He was about 18, 19, 20 years old. And he's done some phenomenal things. One of the things I want to say about Easy is he studies the business. See, when you're ready to take your business to the next level and you say you want to have a mindset shift so you can do the things you want to do based on your heart instead of your pocket, you got to understand that you got to study the business. And I think that's a lost art today because everybody wants things fast. It's not clap chat, it's Snapchat. It's not marathon-a-gram, it's Instagram. We want everything so fast, but sometimes you can't do that because speed kills sometimes. But at the end of the day, this guy right here came in and just totally revolutionized our recruiting and building of this business. Him and his partner, Angie, because when they hooked up, they went up. Please help me welcome leader of the Dynasty Movement, the #1 recruiter, #1 in premium, #1 in cash right now, Ezell Parker II.
Yeah.
What's up, dog? What's up, man?
Appreciate you. Let's get it, man. Hey, listen, I hope everybody's doing great. Rob just told my story. I want to definitely thank God without a shadow of a doubt because without him, we wouldn't be here. And also the leadership in the company. Glenn, Bobby, Peter, Julie. We also have Camilla Cutler and the whole team at the home office. What they pulled off during this pandemic is something just extraordinary. Also want to thank my uplines, Ivan and Sharon Earl, number 63, man, all of the things they've done to help this whole company grow. And also number 109, Rob and Minnie Davis. And then I got to go to my team. You know, my team, man, we are super excited about doing some great things. I have 2 regional vice presidents, Ashley Gibbons and Orlando and Taryn Price. And then in the base shop, man, this base shop is growing, getting ready to do some great things. We also have Tanya Cornelius and also her mom that's 67 years old that just got licensed, Miss Dot. We also have Siobhan Jenkins, Nikki Corley, and my 2 regional leaders, man, that's getting ready to double digit, go to 20 recruits each this month, man. We're super excited for Sean Merritt, Kawan on the scoreboard, if you want to look at that. Kawan Merritt, he's fully security licensed, getting ready to become a vice president the next 90 days. And also our future jersey winner for the last contest, Robert and Bianca Valentine, just been leading the base shop, man, doing the things that he need to do. And then last but not least, man, my lovely wife, man, she allows me to do what I do, and I love her so much and appreciate that, you know? And so, you know, my story is real quick. My mom got me into the business my last semester at the University of South Carolina, and I decided to get in started. I did the business every other Saturday just for 2 hours, and I made $650 a month doing the business. But then you got exposure with the great Rob Davis and Ivan Earl and Lee Williams and those people, and they told me that if I followed the process, I could make a 6-figure income before the age of 30. So I made a decision not to go on any interviews, and I came into the business, and like Rob used to say, as a child rider, didn't have a job. I didn't go get a job, and 7 years later was blessed to start making a 6-figure income in the state of South Carolina, which is real good. And so from there, we know we were blessed to kind of build and grow, and then you get some people and some stuff happen, you get some people and some stuff happen. But I'm a crusader. I didn't want to just be in this thing and then that was it. I wanted to make sure that I planted my flag. And so through that process, we've been blessed to build 140 licensed representatives. We have 3 offices through 8 states, and we were blessed to take our income to $250,000. And I want to give some keys to help you understand exactly what happened. So when you look at it, Sonia took my notes. That's funny how we all think on the same page. So we talked about recruiting. Recruiting is critical. And I got down here, like she said, so don't think that, you know, we mimicking, but I got down here, you know, you got to recruit. Recruiting is the whole ball game because recruiting gives you excitement. You know, if you got a dull team right now, go get some new people. That's the fresh water to be able to get you where you need to be. Now, what does the excitement lead to? Well, the excitement leads to activity. You know, the excitement leads to activity. So now that you know that you got the recruits, you got to process the recruits to get the activity, to get the Zooms, to get the actual crowd around you to continue the process. And then, last but not least, it leads to productivity. So listen to this, y'all. In 2019, our numbers were horrible. Horrible. Listen, in 2019, we finished in recruiting at 138 recruits, right at 11 a month. We didn't do 20 recruits any month during that year. And then we were able and blessed to start going and getting involved in this environment called Get Big, Go Home, headed up by Andy Young and the Night Glass crew team. Really appreciate them because we took our recruiting to the next level by going into that environment. Listen to this. In 2020, we came back and we did 373 recruits, averaging 31 a month. We did over 20 every month, and we hit some months 30 and 50 recruits. So that was huge. Well, what did that lead to? In 2019, we did $192,000 of premium, averaging $16,000 a month. Well, because of the recruiting, our premium went to $448,000, averaging $38,000 a month of base shop premium, and we hit 40 and 50. We hit 53 months in that process, and then it led to cash. Y'all, in 2019, I ended the year at 99, yeah, Rob, 99, that's a joke, 99,800, which was right at $8,300 on the average a month. In 2020, we ended at 251,000, averaging 21,000 a month, and we made $30,000 3 times in 2020. So that is the key, recruiting. Next is competition. Competition is critical because when you look at what happened with the scoreboard, it turned to a pandemic scoreboard. The scoreboard went crazy. When you looked at what was going on in POL, you were sitting there saying, oh my goodness, people are just exploding. And then we had the local success with Kevin Brown and Ken Thompson and Jewel Combs. And then of course, Rob and Minnie and Ivan and Sharon just jumping diamonds. So if you're a competitor, you can't sit there on the sideline and say, dadgummit, I'm just gonna sit there and clap. Man, we wanted to get a piece of that. So we decided to engage in the process. They showed us that it could happen, so we decided to step up into the game. And then we were blessed in August to join the AALC. Man, a lot of my friends are in the AALC. Some people thought I was already on the council before I got on the council, so it was great to make that official. But then we joined the AALC Group Me. So when you look at the Super Saturdays that the AALC put on, and then this Group Me that every 7 minutes somebody jumps a diamond at 12 midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 in the morning, you can't sit there and be sad and have a pity party. You gotta believe that you can get it done. And then the Battle Royale. Yeah, we call it the Battle Royale. See, when Mike and Deborah Brown came in and started kicking everybody's butt, me and Sonya and the rest of the RVPs were twiddling our thumbs, and we couldn't have that. Well, at least the Green House couldn't have that, because we were gonna sit. So they pushed us to take it to the next level, and we started doing 50, they started doing 50. And lo and behold, as we competed, we wanted to make sure that we got the job done, and the great Rob Davis put out an incentive. You gotta come to South Carolina, man, because I'm telling you, it's crazy around here. So that's what happened with the competition. And last but not least, you gotta understand how to embrace adversity. In your business, people gonna quit. In your business, things are gonna happen, but you gotta be totally focused on your dreams and goals and where you need to be going. And in personal life, see, most people don't know this, but my daughter got diagnosed with a rare condition during the pandemic, and it was like devastating. She could have lost her life. But my team didn't know that. Me and my wife was driving 2.5 hours away, picking her up from college, taking her to a specialist down in Charleston, South Carolina, back and forth. But I never missed the op. I never missed the Zoom. My team had access to me at all times because I knew that we had to get the job done. It was that adversity wasn't as big as what we had to go do and who we had to go help to get the job done. So you have to manage your adversities. Rob always said, whoever has your ear has your destiny. And you got to daggone pay the price before the price pays you. And so that's what's part of paying the price. And so with that being said, man, we are super excited. We are super pumped. We have an extreme vision to go get this job done. We're going to produce 18 more first generation RVPs. We're going to produce 30 second generation RVPs. And we're going to produce 15 third generation RVPs in this decade of dominance so that we can go out and start the process of building a mega hierarchy. I appreciate your time. Now I'm going to turn it back over to my great, fabulous, phenomenal head coaches, Rob and Minnie Davis, number 109.
And the crowd goes wild. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to give it to Minnie. Minnie is going to talk about some things with partnership. Then I'm going to come back and close out the show. So I'm going to turn it over to my partner, Minnie Davis, the one that makes all of the stuff happen that y'all don't see behind the scene. She is the one. Thank you, babe.
Listen, y'all, I'm gonna be real quick. Listen, partnership is an amazing aspect of this business. I worked in hotel management for over 10 years, and one of the things they've made very, very clear throughout the years, through all the benefits and salary and all the wonderful things that they said they did for me, the one thing they made very clear is, we don't care anything about your family or your partnership. Don't bring your kids to work, don't bring your spouse to work. Primerica is a very different thing. They care about your family. They're fighting for your family. They're helping you fight for your family. It's an amazing thing. Please, I really implore you partners, get engaged. If you have a partner in this business, or if you are a partner, get your partner engaged. Get them licensed, if nothing else, for them to understand how sweet it is over here. Because sometimes people don't understand it can be good until they realize it can be good. For those of you that don't have partners, guess what? The home office makes it very easy to partner with other people. That's why we have events. So you can partner with other people and say, hey, I have like-minded people that understand what it is I'm trying to do. Don't get me wrong, outside of my wonderful husband, not sure where we would be in this business if it weren't for other supporting cast members in our lives There are so many other partners within Primerica that have really helped us stay the course, because once you start going in a direction, you have to stay going in that direction. So that being said, God knows, Sharon Earl, I've been able to call on for personal advice. Angie Parker, I've been able to call on for personal advice. Karen Thompson, Patty White, Sarah Salazar, Anita Acevedo, Peggy Suarez. There are so many people in this business that we've met that are trying to do what we do, that we've locked arms with. I could name, oh my God, millions of names. Michelle Durham, Sharon Sullivan. There are so many people that we've been able to call on when you feel weak, because as part of the human condition, we feel weak at times. There are times that we don't feel our best. We're getting rings and jerseys and all this wonderful accolades today, but there are times that we felt weak, and our business partners have kept us strong. I don't know what I would do without the Elaine Crafters of the world, and without the Angela Lennons of the world that have kept me grounded and said, hey, listen, your purpose is more than what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing and you will find your purpose. So listen, you all, take advantage of what partnership means to this company. Take advantage. I engage, listen, please plug in, get involved. With that being said, my awesome, amazing husband and partner, Rob Davis.
That was awesome. Thank you. Hey, teammates, she hit it right on the head. You know, this business and anything, you can't do it by yourself. You have to have other people. If you feel like you're an island, you're headed for a downfall. You can't be successful here without other people. You need somebody to do business with you. You need somebody to join your business. You need somebody to get licensed. You need somebody to get promoted. So you want to make sure that you be that part too for other people. You want to ask yourself, is the team better because I'm a part of the team, or does the team have to be better because I'm a part of the team? I also wanted to thank a couple of other people, Eric and Amber Davis. We were fighting together to get over that million. Lester Jones, I also wanted to thank Willie Norman, Brandon Tate, Flip, Simone and Herbert. There's so many other people that I wanted to make sure I get a chance to mention. If I get a chance before I finish my part, I'm gonna come back to that if they allow me to do that based on the time. So here's what I wanna do now. I wanna show you the numbers, okay? Now remember, for those of you who don't know, I didn't know anything about this business until I came here. It was me, one person when I joined. You see the hierarchy here, you see all of the RVPs now, but when I joined, it was just like you, it was just me. And when I first started, I was awful. I had 5 recruits in 3 years. That's how bad I was. Being from the Bronx, New York, going to school for music at South Carolina State and then Raffin University, getting a master's. I didn't know anything about mutual funds and insurance, investments. We didn't have a lot of money. We didn't grow up with a lot of money. And so I want you to know, whether you came here with a lot, whether you came here with a little bit, whatever it is, at the end of the day, it's not necessarily that you're starting, it's what you do after you start. So I'm gonna challenge you all to not give up. Don't let fear stop your favor. Don't let the people that say they love you stop you because they don't have a qualified opinion. My mother told me not to quit teaching and only do this thing part-time. Then my mother got licensed at age 70. You know, at age 70, she got licensed. So I'm gonna tell you all, go with your heart. Be you. You ain't got, listen, everybody else is taken. So you might as well be you. Okay? So let's look at these numbers, all right? Let's look at the before and after. I want you to look at these numbers because I want to help those of you see that you can do this too. It doesn't take a lot. It just may be more. Am I right, Easy?
That's right.
Right. So look at the numbers. We ended the year with $500,000 cash flow in 2019. In 2020, we jumped 5 diamonds. 5 diamonds in 12 months. My base shop was averaging 17 by 30,000 in 2019. The base shop averaged 33 recruits and 47,000 in premium. Now look at this, Through first, we averaged 58 recruits and 96,000 in premium in 2019. Now look at the numbers in 2020. 130 recruits, 160,000 in premium. That's what we average every 30 days. Same guy that came here with 5 people in 3 years. Same guy that didn't know anything about anything. Same guy that was so broke, if somebody robbed him, they just be practicing. Y'all know it. Through second, and I only got seconds, okay? In 2019, 1,000 recruits. In 2020, 2,300 recruits. The premium jumped from 1.8 million to 3.2 million in premium. Do you understand? That's huge. And I'm gonna tell you exactly how it happened. Then, now check these numbers out. The total hierarchy, 89 by 156,000 in premium in 2019. 2020, 12 months later, we average 194 recruits, 267,000 in premium. So for those of you who are saying, man, I want to make $1 million, you need to be focused on doing between 260 and 280 in premium through second. Okay, you want to be thinking about that. That's only 400 clients on average. Well, in South Carolina, it's about 400, 500, maybe 600 clients because Glenn Williams gives us permission to write an app for $6. That's right. I mean, the income is so low. I'm serious. Listen, I mean, if you ain't, people, we just don't make a lot of money here. I mean, I delivered a death claim, y'all, the other day for like $18. It was $18. No, I'm just joking. I don't think okay, let me get back to the show. All right, so now, listen to this now. Look at the numbers. We had 13 RVPs, 8 first generation, 5 seconds. In 2020, we had 15 RVPs. So we jumped 2 RVPs. We had 10 firsts and 5 seconds. And I want you to know that when I had 8 RVPs, right? Everybody in 2020 was fighting to be number 9. You had Sean Rupert fighting, you had Angel fighting, you had Renee fighting, you had Barbara Lee fighting, you had Jakima fighting. And Jakima and Warner Moore did it. Y'all give it up for Jakima and Moore. They were number 9, and Mima was number 10. I'm so excited for them, okay? Now I'm gonna give you the key now, all right? Now watch this. The exact numbers in 2019, $543,471. That's what we earned in 2019. Okay, and that's a lot of money coming from where I come in. When I was teaching, after 7 years, I was making $26,500. I was bringing home $18,900. Y'all want to say how broke I was? Okay, yeah. I used to eat cereal with a fork to save the milk. Cereal with a fork to save the milk. So, 2020, right? 2020, $1 million earners. Now look at all of the milestones. We became SNSDs. We produced another $50,000 earner. We produced another $100,000 earner. We produced 3 $200,000 earners. Now understand, I didn't have any $200,000 earners before 2020. And then we produced a $250,000 earner, Easy and Angie. And then so far, we promoted 1 RVP. You heard of her, that Deborah mentioned, a second generation, who is Amantha Wall. She's here. Hopefully she can get a quick shout out before we leave so you can see who she is. We're so excited for her. And then we had a $50,000 earner, which was Jakima and Warner Moore. Now, mind you, they just went RVP in like September, October of 2020, and now they already got the watch, and they're 90 days from getting the ring. So now, everybody want to know, okay, Rob, I see the numbers. Those are great. I see it. That's awesome. What happened? How did it happen? What happened? Okay, recruits, codes. Y'all saw the codes. We have 520, we went to 600. Now, you know you lose codes and you add codes, so it ain't like we only had 80 codes. I don't want y'all to think that, okay? You know how people quit and stuff like that. And I want to thank the people that quit too, right? So all y'all that quit and left and all that kind of stuff, thank you, because now we can deal with the people that really want to win on our team. So now, look at these numbers. I don't know if y'all can see these numbers. Okay, let me get my glasses, okay? In 2019, we only had 1 person to do over 80,000 in premium. That was Deborah and Mike Brown. We had 35 people that wrote 13,000 or more, right? 35 people that wrote 13,000 or more in 2019. Look at the numbers, y'all. We only had 5 people to do over 50,000. We only had 17 people to do over 30,000 in personal premium in 2019. So now, before you put it up there, Hope, let me explain this. Y'all want to know, okay, so what's the key? What's the key, Rob? You heard recruiting, you heard attitude, you heard excitement, you heard all of that. Let me explain this to you. All of those things are symptoms of the common denominator of success, which is leadership. Leadership. Look at the numbers, y'all. Look at the numbers. Look. 35 people, now 28,000 is the lowest number. We had, how many people is this? That's 8 people to wrote over 80,000. Easy said he couldn't let Deborah be number 1 2 years in a row. So Easy edged Deborah out, wrote 120,000 in personal premium. Look at the difference of the numbers from 2019 and 2020. So what I want y'all to understand is leadership is the key. Leadership is what's going to grow your business. Leadership. Now, here's what I want you to know before we close out. You don't have to have a title or position of a leader to have leadership abilities or to do leadership type things. See, you don't become a leader and then do the recruits and premium and codes and all of that. You do that before you're a leader. You do that as you're following people. You got to understand that when I came into the business, I didn't believe I can make $100,000 a year, near less now making 100. We made 130,000 in 1 month. I'm telling you all, it's about leadership. So what you got to do to develop your leadership is one thing. I just want you to do this one thing. I want everybody that's listening to do this one thing. Just do more. Just do more. Do more. And watch and see how you create your own credibility. Watch and see how you begin to start the process of people calling you a leader. Ask yourself at the end of the day, am I pleased with my effort? Am I pleased with my results? And I want you to be honest, because we talk about freedom here. The way you become free from what I learned in the good book is the truth shall set ye free. But you can't fix what you don't face. See, a lot of you all, there are more things about you that you have to change in order to become successful than things you got to learn. So you don't have to learn a lot. Something you know how to recruit, you know how to get premium, you know the difference between the rule of 72 and how whole life and term work. But you got to change some things about you. Maybe it's your attitude. Maybe it's your thinking. Maybe you go into Primerica depression when the numbers are low. Maybe you don't look at the numbers in the scoreboard when it's low. Maybe you don't be around the fire when things are winning. See, winning can be contagious or it can repel. See, if you got the right attitude, winning is contagious. You just heard what Easy told you about all of the people winning in the AALC and how we've won and how all of the diamonds are moving. But you got to understand that the key is you being close to the fire. Listen, now I'm from the Bronx, okay? So I wasn't a Boy Scout and all that kind of stuff, so I don't know how to build a fire, but I know this. You just can't put one log behind each other like this and this and this and try to light and think it's gonna light. You gotta have it all together, and then you do that, am I right, y'all? Isn't that the way that goes? So you gotta be around that fire, I'm telling you all. But you can't do that if you continue to succeed in things designed for failure, and you working on a job that's not designed for you to win. I'm gonna challenge all of you all. Do what you need to do so you can have what you need to have. At the end of the day, Primerica is a great opportunity, but you gotta plant your feet in here. Just because you're here don't mean you're gonna win. Don't be the type of person that say, I ain't quit, I'm not gonna quit, and you just come to the meetings and you quit getting promoted, you quit writing premium, you quit getting people on the Zooms, you quit coming to meetings, you quit studying, you quit getting other licenses, but you're gonna say you didn't quit. Come on, y'all, it's time out for that. There's no family that deserves anything that you don't deserve to. God didn't put anything on this earth too good for anybody. The challenge is whether or not you're willing to do what it takes to win. I'm so pumped and excited. That pretty much ends this show. I want my team to come up behind me so y'all can see the great team, the Global All-Stars. I hope I didn't forget anybody. I hope I didn't forget anybody. I don't know how much time we have. I think we're about done, but I'm gonna look through this. Jane and Pete, Dean Francis, Chris Cool, Joe Tanzi, Bobby Goku, Jerry Bayer, Capri Sung, Francis Averett, Dave Arms, the founders of rap, everybody. Hope is saying time is up. Global All-Stars, how y'all feeling? Thank y'all.